episode of the Doll Diaries. Now, I have been posting my ball jointed doll photos of her on my Instagram, and then they go over to Facebook, and I've been getting lots of questions about her. So I thought I'd make a video, and a couple of people have said, are you going to make a video? But I did plan on making one. I actually did partially film when she arrived, but then I ended up just scrapping it because I was opening a doll that I'd purchased. But I'll explain what has happened and how I got this doll. Now, this is the box, and it says Guardian of Love, Sugar Fairy, ball jointed doll. This product is for ages 15 and up. It says the manufacturer date of this doll was the 1st of July 2023. So, and it was made in China. So, well, anyway, how I got this doll, and she's a resin doll, and she's strung and ball jointed, and she's my only doll like this, is got interested in BJDs, I think in around 2024. I went to a BJD event, and I didn't have any larger dolls at this point. I only had, well, I did have one by the time I went there, but when I arranged to go, I only had like Barbie sized, you know, 1/6 scale, Blythe size dolls, that kind of size. And the biggest, maybe my 18, I've got a couple of 18-inch dolls, do you know, like American Girl size, but they're our generation. Ones my mum has got me from the charity shop. So yeah, I'd mainly got smaller dolls. So I went to a BJD event because I was interested in having a 1/3 scale doll. And I was particularly interested in smart dolls and things at the time. Although they aren't ball jointed dolls, they are mechanically jointed dolls. But anyway, when I went to the event, it was a mini BJD event in the closest city to me, Birmingham. And I got chatting to loads of people, and I got loads of lovely advice off people, and then I got chatting with the smart doll people, and I kind of stayed with them actually for the rest of the day anyway. So and then I at that time, the only doll I had that was larger, you can see her actually. Can you see 3 dolls sitting? Oh no, there's 4 on that shelf actually. Can you see one in green? That one. That's a non-expensive doll I got from AliExpress. I call her China, and I dressed her up for St Patrick's Day last year, not this year, and I loved her in it so much. I kept her in it all year. Shall I grab her? So I got this doll because I wanted to know how I would feel about having a doll of this size. I thought it wasn't a lot of money. She was so cheap, it was unreal. And yeah, I've had a lovely time with this doll. I got her some St Patrick's Day earrings, and this is a hair clip hat, and I made this dress. Yeah, and I realised I do like this size of doll. You may be able to spot one smart doll in this frame, and she's next to China. That's Mirai. She's an authentic, well, you don't normally have fake smart dolls. She's a smart doll basically, and most people who are into smart dolls know who Mirai is, and she's wearing her uniform, but I made the uniform because the pattern is on the smart doll website. Because they don't sell the uniform anymore, but some of the items they've sold, they sometimes give you the patterns for free. There's no instructions, just the templates. So yeah, it's rather exciting when you sew, and I do sew. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do feel quite bad for people that don't sew, and you have got into the hobby late like I did, and then you want old things, but some people do sell them, so just look out on like Facebook groups and things. Like I would like to start making some of these things for people, but they're just so time consuming. So yeah, I'll just, if I can fit it in at some point, I will do. Yeah, I went to the event, and then I ended up then I got into smart dolls basically. My friend enabled me in the way of selling me a body and a head and advising me, and it just kind of went from there. I've kind of gone on a bit of a spell, collecting the odd head from eBay and getting a used body, and my friend Vanessa has had dolls that she wanted to sell on and offered them to me, and it's kind of gone like that. But I didn't have a ball jointed doll until I had this girl. So so basically Vanessa, who has sold me 2 smart dolls, I believe it's just 2, North and Mirai. She sold me Mirai, and she also sold me a Lika-chan doll. Now Lika-chan dolls are 1/6 scale dolls, and they're Japanese dolls, and it's they have like Playloan ones and collector ones, but children in Japan play with these. It's like our version of Barbie and Cindy and things. So she sold me one because this doll, this Lika she'd bought, was taller than the other ones, and she didn't want a tall one, and I had her offer. So, but what she did in the parcel, she said there's a surprise in the parcel, and the surprise was this doll. And I just couldn't believe it. I was so excited about it, and yeah, and I've got into this world of BJD now just by being given this opportunity, which is amazing. So, well, anyway, this doll. Now, she showed me the promo photos of her, so I will share those photos with you. Maybe I'll get to the side so I can put those on the screen. And I think there's about 3 photos, and she's got a lovely black brunette wig, and she's got like this grey sporty looking outfit, and I've got it here. But when I opened my doll, she wasn't wearing it. She was wearing something else that Vanessa had gifted to me. Actually, I need to get the shoes that she gifted to me as well. So the wig was in the box. So I haven't had this on her because she had another... I think she had the wig on when I opened her, from what I remember. So this is the top. It's inside out at the moment. And here are the cool shorts. They're so cool. I made a pair of shorts like this for myself, not in a stretchy fabric. I think it was the first garment, or one of the first garments I ever made for myself. And it was a free pattern. And yeah, they're fun, and they were grey, but I think I had a different colour piping. I've probably got them somewhere. I used to keep the pattern under my cutting mat on my desk as a go-to one, but yeah, I had to move out of this room and have it renovated, so it's just not the same as it used to be. So the outfit is really gorgeous. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I've no issues with the outfit at all. And she had socks on, but she's wearing those socks, but I'm going to get her in a moment. But Vanessa had got her dressed in these fluffy shorts. Oh, there's a top as well. There was a bustier top, but Mirai had been wearing it for her birthday bash, and I've taken it off her and I haven't put it back with these. I thought there was another piece. It was a 3-piece. And this gorgeous cardigan, and it's got workable pockets. Actually, I've left something in here. Oh, there's a lollipop in here. Oh, I've still got my Easter nails. We've only just had Easter. It's been a scorcher, you know. It's been so hot. That's why I look like this. And my face looks a bit sweaty. I have been to Spirit this morning. I've come back, had a coffee and a hot cross bun, and then I've come straight in here to do this intro. But oh my goodness, this is so lovely. So that's what came with her, plus a pair of trainers, which I'll just grab now, and I'll grab her. So here she is, and these are the trainers my friend gifted to me. Now their feet are smaller than Smart Dolls, so they can't share shoes, but these fit on my mini Dolphy Dream, and she's on a Mochi Arshi 2 body. Now if you know anything about mini Dolphy Dreams, they're about this size. The other Dolphy Dreams, well, there one's different sizes. There's ones as big as Smart Dolls. There's ones in between, Dolphy Dream Pretty, Dolphy Dream Sister, and you've got the smaller one now, the small chunky one. They first had her for an anime character, Anya, and they made a doll for her, and I think that's a doll that they have now as well. But these shoes fit my mini Dolphy Dream Moshiashi too. Now people which is the chunkier doll, now people that had the Moshiashi one were struggling to have the feet fit shoes. So I did see someone on YouTube, they swapped her feet for someone else's shoes, another Dolphy Dream. No, other feet, she swapped their feet over. But maybe that's why they took the feet down, not quite. I think they had a high instep, that's why they couldn't get the shoes on. So, and here she is, she's just absolutely beautiful, isn't she? She makes me look rather tanned, actually, because she's such a light skin. Now, I must admit, I have been terrified of her staining. Like, she's never ever in the sun. The sun is at the back of my house at the moment, so there's daylight coming in but no sunlight. And I've got a photo area that I built, and there's a bit that covers, so when she's out, she's behind there, so when the sun comes round, the sun won't get on her. Now, she has got a mark on her leg, which I don't believe has happened when I had her, because I just don't know how it would happen, because I haven't lay her anywhere or anything. But I've learned now, there are plenty of videos on YouTube. I've watched one showing how to take apart a strung doll and put it back together again. So I've only watched one video from one person. I feel pretty confident if I needed to. I think the best thing to do if I want to remove the mark on her leg, it might be better to take her apart and treat that leg on its own and then put her back together again. But I'm not too bothered at this time. But yeah, now I'm really happy that I've made her some clothes. Now, it was a bit of trial and error with it, actually, because just spin around here. She's cute, isn't she? So yeah, what I used is I started making this folder, let me put her here a moment, folder for my mini Dolphy Dream doll. And I put 1/4 scale, MDD, Moshiashi and Slim I've wrote on here. Now, what I made for her top is I made her a 1/4 scale Slim top. And this is it. This is by Rad Patterns. She does go by another name. I get a bit confused. Requiem Art, that's it. So if you can't find it by Rad Patterns, you might be able to find it like that. And anyway, I started to make the dungaree dress in the Slim, and I just thought, before I finished it, I thought I'll try the skirt on for size, and I held it round the back and I knew it wasn't going to fit. This was yesterday and I felt a bit disheartened, but I'd also printed this out in slightly bigger in the hope it would fit my Moshiashi too. Now, I don't think it will, because this is what I've done. This is the original Slim size, the pocket, the straps and the bib, but I recut the bottom half in the slightly increased size. I printed it out at 107%, and that fits her. However, I made the increased version top for Dulcie, my mini Dolphy Dream Moshiashi 2, and that fits her, but it's a stretch fabric, so it's more forgiving, isn't it? Well, anyway, back to this girl. She's just lovely, isn't she? And if I get her off this stand, she didn't come with a stand. This is one I bought for my mini Dolphy Dream doll, but I've been using this for my mini Dolphy Dream, and I had been keeping her in the box when I can't keep her out of sunlight and things, but she's been out for a little while now while I've been having a bit of a play. So I'll show you her knees. Now my friend bought her from Amazon, and I've had a look. Somebody sent me a link, and I'll put the link in the description box of this video. And on that post she was like £96. So I don't know if Vanessa said she did get her from Amazon here, but I don't think she's available from the Amazon in this country. But it was coming up for me. It might have been a European site, Amazon, I don't know. But I'll leave the link that my friend Tina left me, because she was interested in buying this doll, but she's ended up ordering another one anyway. So I've just bent her knees like that. She's like double jointed on the knee, so I could bend her like that as well. Let me do the other one. So she's quite flexible in that respect, isn't she, in the legs? Now her thighs turn, so she could literally sit. Excuse me, she's got no underwear on. I've not made her any underwear yet. She can sit cross-legged like that. So what else would you want to do with legs? I know people like to see, and I've done it myself, or can they do the splits? But how often does one put their doll in the splits, to be honest? I don't think she could do the splits forward and back, I don't think. But she could do a wide leg split. And maybe if you twisted her body, yeah, she's got a joint look on there. So you could turn her like that. Right, shall I get this off her? I don't mind getting this off because I want to try it on my Dolphy Dream mini doll, so I know what size, because I want to make her one of these as well. Maybe I'll be surprised, maybe it would fit her. She's got like little dimples here, which are nice. So, shall we put her shorts on so she's not so scantily dressed? Because you've seen her bottom half, haven't you? You can move these in and out, look. They're a lot of fun, these dolls. The wig has come off. Do you know what? I'm going to leave it off because maybe we can do some investigating. So I'll take her top off. So she's got this joint here, which gives her movability. Now, my Moshiashi 2 body has got a joint right under the bust like this, and this gives them more flexibility. The older Dolphy Dreams, I think, or definitely the Moshiashi, they had a longer torso, so they couldn't bend as much here. But this doll has got that joint right up here. Now she's got double jointed arms, look, so she can lift them right up. So you could just do it one bit like that, or pop that one too. So it's a really good idea if you're new to this hobby. I would recommend that you maybe mess around with your doll with her no clothes on, so you can kind of see the capability of the doll. Because when she arrived and she had all clothes and she was new to me, I hadn't got a clue. Now her hands, she hasn't got any changeable hands, but when I was looking at these ball jointed things, these taking them apart, these have a hook on them on the string. So that's, if you was taking your doll apart, this is what you'd have to do. You'd have to like unhook the hands and unhook the feet. And I think now there's a hook in her head as well. So this is a cap I provided for her. So let me see if I can get her head off. Oh yeah, a head is basically on a magnet, so that comes straight off. I'm not sure if there's a forward and back, and inside it says Exana. And this is how she looks inside. So that's the hook for the string. Now if you're really interested in how these dolls come together, just watch a video. I can't leave links to actual videos in my my things, when I've tried to leave links to the video I've watched, it will only let me link the YouTuber, not the actual video, which is really not helpful, is it? Not unless I'm doing something wrong. Now you can see that her eyes are glued in, well, not glued, they've got like putty, like blue tack, but it's white, holding those in place, so I could change them if I wanted to. So but her stringing is really good. If her stringing was to work loose, then I could basically unstring her, tie the knots a bit tighter, and then put her back together. Now I'd probably have to rewatch a video to do it, but yeah, I feel confident I could do that now. It's given me, knowing how these work now, it's given me a lot more confidence in them, because it's a bit alien getting my first one. And you have to watch with like oils on your hands and things as well, apparently. You have to be very careful with this resin. Do you want to see her in her default outfit and her default wig? I've never had her wig on. It might be easier to put her top on with the top of her head off, to slide it over like that, look. Now, if you was to want to remove your doll's hands for putting clothes on, you would have to pull the hand out, so you saw the elastic, and put a big paper clip. This is what the person did on the video watch. Put a big paper clip around the elastic so you could get it through the top and then reattach the hand. But I haven't felt the need to do that so far. This came with some Velcro dots for sticking on her head, but I've not used them. There's tissue in here. Oh, it's lovely. This wouldn't fit a smart doll. They can't share wigs. She's got a smaller head. I think if you're getting wigs for smart doll, you need to look at ones that are 8 to 9 inches, so I believe. These will be smaller. You can see they're a lot tinier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold out the fringe area and place it on her head like that. And then I'm going to pull the back down. I've got it at the nape of the neck, and I've pulled it down. Oh wow, I've never seen her as a brunette. Now you've seen her as a brunette we saw her in her promo pictures, haven't we? Oh, she's so pretty. She does look lovely as a brunette as well. Oh, I love her beautiful white skin. It's just stunning. So, shall I just pop her back on there? So here is Dulcie, my mini Dolphy Dream doll on the Mochiashi 2. Now she is wearing some authentic Volks pyjamas. This is the top, and she's got these are the shorts on, and she's also got a skin suit on. This is a Volks skin suit, and it goes right into her head. Oh look, you can see her wig cap here. I've got a soft wig cap on her to protect her head from any staining. So yeah, she's wearing a top. This is the first item of clothing I've made for her, and it's the same top I made for Angel as well. So I made it for Dulcie first, but I wanted to see if this is going to fit her, and I don't think it is. So but I'm going to try it anyway. Oh my goodness, I've actually managed to pull it up. Now this, I've put a snap on the back of this, but to be honest, you didn't really need it. It's not going to go anywhere, but maybe with Dulcie, maybe it will come up, but maybe the snap wouldn't do up. I'm not entirely sure yet. Let's tuck her t-shirt in. Oh my goodness, the snap does up. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's nice and fitted. Let's straighten what messes. It's that fitted, it can get a bit stuck in a skew-if position. Oh yes, it fits her. No way. So if I want to make exactly the same size for her as I made for her, then I can do. If maybe I could be a little bit more generous with my cutting if I didn't want it to be quite as snug. But that's really good, isn't it? Oh, you can have one then, Dulcie. She's got a light skin as well, and she's got an anime face. This face was painted by Petite Ribbon. They're on Instagram, but I got this through a seller in the UK. But she's really beautiful, isn't she? Sorry if the lighting is not very good in here. It's daytime, but I've got a little bit of artificial light on. So, how lovely. So, I hope you've liked seeing my first BJD. I'm not saying this is something I'm going to be collecting now, because I collect, as you probably can see, I collect live dolls, and I've got a few smart dolls, a few leakers and things. But it's really, I do like having one of a certain doll, certainly, especially if like I come across something I'd like to make. I think, oh, have I got the right doll to make this? So and now I've got a BJD in, and apparently when I went to the second event I went to, and the lady I got chatting with, she knew that I didn't have one. She was saying if you spoke to most people at this show, most people are into this size 1/4 scale BJDs. That's the most popular at that show anyway. I can't say for all over the world, but that's what she was saying. But you can have the taller ones, which they call SD size, which is like smart dolls, and then they could share clothes. So yeah, so never say never. I might have more. You do have to be mindful that they could yellow in time and things, so you've got to be very careful. But you've just got to enjoy things as they're okay, I suppose. And people have used like OxyClean and all sorts, and you can use, I've used like Zit cream with a 10% ingredient in it on smart dolls and wrapped it in cling film and things like that. Yeah, so anyway, my mum is sending me some messages, so maybe she's keen to speak to me. So I think I'm going to leave you with a few photos and a bit of footage while I go and phone my mum. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing my bigger dolls again, and I will see you next time. Bye.